Hello there, my name is George Barber. I'm a development worker with Age UK County Durham, and this video clip today is talking about the examples of types of scams. The first thing and the first rule to remember is whatever is popular in the media, the scam will pretty much follow that. So as you can imagine at the moment, COVID-19 is the big thing, and a lot of people are buying online from Amazon. So there's a lot of scams out there that are targeted on that particular subject. Now you receive these scams in various ways: telephone, emails, texts, apps, fake websites, uh, lots of different ways that they will try to scam you. It's basically to get your details out of your bank account, date of birth, possibly, maybe even your national insurance number, but it's all information gathering. But if they get your credit card details, they will then scam money from you. Likes of emails, texts, if they're asking you to click on links, do not click on the links. If you need to check them out via your website by you Googling them and then checking directly into the website and check in the top left hand corner where the website name is, the domain name, and see if there's a little padlock there that says it's secure, and that'll be a genuine website. Now the types of scams that come through, they can be friendly, and can be threatening, and they can also be authoritative. And they'll scam any type of class, people like you and I, the rich and famous, professional, anyone. And basically they work on the theory of if they catch you at the wrong time, it's the right time for them, and there's a good chance that you'll be scammed. Oh, in the previous clips I gave examples of the COVID-19 and the vaccine jab. Also track and trace on the apps. There's been scams and emails there where they've told you that you've been near someone who is infected with COVID-19. You need to isolate, but please click on this link to get more information. And if you click on that link, then they could try to lead you into a scam by getting details from you. I mentioned the Amazon payments schemes and scams in the previous clip. Another one is we could say they're from HMRC and that you owe tax. Now these type scams tend to be threatening, because if you don't pay the tax, they'll take you to court and you'll get a heavy fine, or they'll be sending the police for you. So again, they're putting fear into you and threatening you. It could be your bank or your phone provider. They tend to say they've lost your data. The bank will possibly say they're going to close your account, so they need the data to keep your account open. Your phone provider might threaten to cut you off unless they get your details. And it could be the type of thing where they say, we've lost all your details and we just need to put them back in, or I'll cut you off. And there's a trick that they do, which I'll mention in another clip, of how they do that. They don't cut you off, but they pretend to. There's also, I'm sure you've seen on TV, where pretend to be a bank and they ask for your PIN number. And they may say, just for security reasons, Mr. Barber, I'd like your first and third PIN number. And you say 1 and 3. And then say, oh, sorry, somebody was talking in the background. I didn't quite catch that. I need your second and fourth digits of your PIN number. And you say 2 and 4. And then they've got the full 1, 2, 3, 4 of your PIN number, which is not my PIN number, by the way. Pensions has been in the media, where you can cash them in at 55, or you can get a proportion of it, 25% tax free. And the scam's been following that, where they would try to get people to get into an email document, backwards and forwards, eventually signing a document to sign over your pension, and you could lose the lot. They've probably promised you something like an investment in Dubai that gives you 4 times the percentage back than what you would get in the UK. Sounds very, very inviting. They're very, very friendly, but you sign that off, send it off, and then your money gets transferred all around the world, different types of accounts, and it's not traceable. You can't get it back. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced the Windows 10 phone call. That was when people were on Windows 7 and Windows 8, and you could get a free upgrade from Microsoft, and from that upgrade, you could get Windows 10 on your laptop or your PC. A lot of people took it up, it was genuine, and a lot of people didn't, and they left it. But what the scammers banked on is that you had. So they would give you a ring. It tended to be an Indian voice, Indian accent, but with an English name. and a very English name like George or William or David or Paul. And from that, they say that to Microsoft, they've detected a bug, and we need you to log into your system, and that's what they're banking on. Now, a lot of older people say they haven't even got a computer, and that they just hang up then because they know they're not going to get anywhere. But people who do have computers might then say, "Oh, right," and log on the computer while they're on the phone. And they do one of three things really. The first one is they'll try and guide you into your accounts. You might have an Amazon account, you might bank online, and they'll get into them accounts and try to work a way to get money from that. Now they will ask you one thing to do, and that gives them full access to your computer from wherever they are in the world. And they'll ask you to press the Windows key and the number 7 key together, or it may be the Shift key and the Windows key. But if you do that, wherever you are in the world and wherever they are in the world, they can see into your computer. The other trick they would do is then they say it's frozen. It's definitely a bug in your system, and you move your mouse, nothing happens, your computer seems fully frozen up. It's them that's done that, and then they'll say, we need to fix it, and it's going to cost you £300, £400, whatever they think they can get away with. One of the lowest tricks I think they do is they hide all your treasured photographs. So it could be pictures of your grandkids, your great grandkids, might be of your lost partner, and they take all them pictures off your system and then bribe you to get your pictures back. Now, a good example, when I said about people, rich, famous, professional, getting scammed, a lot of people think, oh, I'm too clever for these people. I'll never get scammed. I know of a case was a very high professional gentleman in the engineering business, and he got a phone call, said it was Microsoft, and he said, well, just hang on a second, I can see your number on my caller ID on my phone. Now, caller ID is very good on your phone, and you should have it, but they are very clever, these people, and it's a computer program, and it makes it look like a number from one of the area codes. Could be Manchester, Edinburgh, typically London, a 020 number, but there's generally extra digits which you don't pick up on. Now he said, oh yeah, you're from Microsoft, right? Okay, I can see your number on my caller ID, I'll ring you back. And they said, well, yeah, that's fine, ring me back. So he put the phone down, picked it straight up, and rang the number that was on his caller ID. And somebody said, hello, Microsoft, can I help you? And they went, oh, I'm a bit embarrassed. I thought it was a scam, but that's Microsoft. Oh, yes, it's Microsoft. Can I help you? Oh, well, yeah, I've just been talking to this Indian accident guy called George. Oh, yes, he works for us. Would you like me to ring you back? I think you've got a problem on your system. Right, okay, yeah, get him to ring me back. By then, they knew they had him. So he got the phone call straight away from George, the Indian guy, and he said, yeah, can you press the Windows key and the number 7 key or whatever controller they wanted him to do, and he got them into his system. They said, oh yes, you've got a bug, we can fix it for you, but I'm afraid it's going to have to cost you because you've downloaded a virus from an email. It's not Microsoft's fault. He said, okay, how much is it? I said, well, it's quite expensive, it's going to be £400. And he said, well, right, okay, fair enough, I'll go and transfer the money. You give him the account number to transfer it to. He says, I need it because I keep in touch with my son in another country. So he went round the post office and did a bank transfer and came back, got the phone call, and they said, oh, it's Microsoft again. I'm afraid the problem's bigger than we thought. Now, if you want to call this a blessing in disguise, they got greedy. And he said, right, okay, well, what's the problem? He said, well, it's a bigger virus than we thought. We're going to have to work through the night. But I'm afraid it's going to cost you another £700. Well, by then, this guy's not thinking straight. Because £1,100, I know what I would do. I'll go and buy another computer. But he said, oh, well, I'll go around again and I'll transfer some more money. Fortunately, when he went to the post office the second time, he said, do you mind me asking why? Which banks and building societies and post offices will now ask you if you're transferring a big lump of money because they want to make sure that it's for a good reason and not a scam. So they will check and ask you questions. You might feel a bit offended at that, but play ball with the banks and the building societies, etc. It's for your own safety. But he said, oh, I've got Microsoft on the phone, I've got a problem on my computer, it's locked up. Postmaster said, well, hang on, that's a scam. And he said, what do you mean? He says, you can't move the mouse, you can't do anything, they've locked it all up. He says, it's a scam, I'm telling you, phone the police. Now that guy, professional as he is, became a quivering wreck. Threw his phone away. He pulled all the leads out the wall in his house to his computer. Wouldn't even trust the satellite navigation in his car. And it took months and months to get him back on his feet with victim support from police supporting him and helping him. And eventually, did talk about it. But it took a long, long time for him to recover and trust people and trust electronics and the systems involved. Other examples I could tell you of is TalkTalk. They got scammed quite a while ago and it was all over the media. People started getting phone calls from TalkTalk. TalkTalk never rang a soul, but they would play being TalkTalk and would say, hello, there's that Mr. Barber. Yes, it is. Hello, it's TalkTalk. That's their first gamble. Make sure you're a TalkTalk customer. And you say, oh, yes, yeah. We're just ringing up to apologise. You might have seen on the media we were scammed, and we're just ringing to reassure you that nothing's gone from your account and they haven't got your details, and we'd like to offer you a £50 compensation. And when people get the offer of compensation, they think, oh, money for nothing. They said, well, okay, fair enough, yeah. And they said, right, first of all, we need some bank details, but we don't need the number off the back of your card. Now, the reason for that is we're giving you money, so that ensures that your account is safe. So that sounds pretty convincing. So people give the card number, the expiry date. Gentleman on the phone says, right, okay, I'm just transferring the money now. And then his tone changes. And it goes from, okay, Mr. Barber, I'm just transferring your money now. And it should, oh my God. Oh my God, I don't believe this. What an idiot. Oh no, I'm going to lose my job. Waiting for you to say, what's wrong? And that's the hook in for the first time. Oh, you're not going to believe this, Mr. Barber. I've just transferred £500. Start of sub-story number 2. I'm going to lose my job. I'm just getting it. I've got a kiddie on the way. I've got a mortgage. I've bought a new car on finance. I'm just going to lose it all. I'll end up on the street. Waiting for the second line from you to say, well, is there anything we can do to correct this? And then they've definitely got you. And then the line comes, well, actually there is, if you transfer back £450 to me, and that leaves you with the £50, that'll balance our books. And, that'll save my job. So they'll say, okay, right, okay, go ahead, do with that. All right, well, thanks very much for that, Mr. Barber, but I'll just need the 3 digits off the back of your card to do that. And then they've got your full credit card details, plus the number off the back, and then they can take £450 out of your account. Obviously, pass your details on to other people, and it all starts there. So there are a few examples of scams. Next clip, I'll talk about what it costs, what we do, and what we don't do. And there's also our website information at the end of this clip if you want to check in there. Thanks very much.